What up, B Squad? It is me, JB, and we are here today, you guys, with a brand new review. If you guys saw the reviews that I put up yesterday, so sorry that these are all late, you guys, but today I'm going to be doing Ready to Love as well as Bold and Bougie, and then sometime today we'll get into Love and Marriage DC. So hot topics, trend, let's get into the blogs. I'll put that up on Monday, you guys. I'm off this week, so I'll put that up and we'll talk about the things that happened last week, and then whatever happens this week, we'll get to it this week. But this is going to be Bold and Bougie, you guys, season 1, episode 5. And the episode title, As the Vanity World Turns, you guys. Once again, I apologize if this is late. If you guys hear it in my voice, I'm nasally. You guys look at my eyes, so I ain't really feeling that good. But before we go ahead and get into the review, if you guys are watching this video or any other video on the channel and you guys aren't subscribed yet, do me a solid favor and stop taking me out on this date and having me pay for it at the end of it. You guys know the routine. You can do me that favor by liking the video, subscribing to the channel, and also by turning on your post notifications, you guys. And with that out of the way, without further ado, let's go ahead and get into this episode of Bold and Bougie, shall we? All right, you guys, so Bold and Bougie, like I've said previously, with this show, I think going forward, this will be the only Carlos King show that I review, because the other shows, they're on life support and I'm over them, i.e., well, you guys already know I dropped Love and Marriage Huntsville. I am dropping DC after this season wraps. DC is done. I think I'm done with Bell Collective. I feel pretty good about saying I think I'm done with Bell Collective, and that'll be it, you guys. Detroit was never coming back on my platform, so yeah, you guys, this is gonna be it. And even with this show, there are some things about it that I like, things about it that I dislike, and the things that I dislike, actually, it's people I dislike. Like, I'm not feeling Malaysia. I'm not feeling Gaucher at all, right? Malaysia in this episode, she wasn't bad, so I could tolerate her. But we start the episode up where we finished last week was with Tamika and Gaucher having the conversation. And I still just don't get what Gaucher's issue is with Tamika. It makes no sense to me, but hey, it is what it is. Malaysia is telling Tamika, like, hey, you know, when you done with conversation, you're done with it, and you don't basically let anybody else have any input or you know, whatever, right? And I was like, okay, I get what you're saying. I don't really care, to be quite honest with you, but I get what Malaysia's saying, right? And so we also find out that Crystal wants the late. So Crystal is going to be having, it's not a divorce party, but it's a divorce celebration, I guess you would say. So she wants the ladies to do a day trip, right? And what they're gonna be doing is, if there's anything that they need to release or divorce themselves from, they'll do it at this day trip. And then also Tamika's talking about this thing that she's gonna be, I forgot what it was, but it's a charity event that, you know, Kyle, her, the organization for her son is gonna be putting on, you know, or working with someone with. I forgot what it was, I really did. But I like that about, there are things that I like about Tamika, and there are things that I don't necessarily like about Tamika, right? Next up, we see Princess. So Princess is at Dillard's, and she's planning this, you guys remember she's been talking about this fashion show, right? So she's planning a fashion show, and she's talking about her own fashion line. Now, I'm not one to be shady or no shit like this, I am, let me stop lying. But the fashions that Princess wears, especially the one in her interviews, no, ma'am. No. Yeah, I wouldn't want no fashions. I wouldn't want no clothing from Princess. Think she's a sweet lady, but yeah, no, thank you. Let's pause here and move forward, you guys. All right, you guys. So next up, we see Crystal. So we see Crystal working out. I was like, what's going on here, Jesus? And then what I kept looking at was her ass. I was like, we know that thing isn't real. But, yeah. So she's working out with Shad, right? Now, while they're working out, we see these reports that are showing up on the screen, and it's talking about the fact that she was dating Safari. I was like, wow, you date that clown. I mean, if she likes it, I love it, right? Do you? Live it, get it how you live, right? So then she's talking to Shad about the conversation that she had previously with Malaysia, right? And we know how that conversation went with Malaysia. And I gave my 2 cents about it. I thought it was childish then, and I still think it was childish. I still think it's childish now because she didn't say anything negative about Prince. I don't know if that woman's we're gonna call her Dr. Princess. We'll just call her Dr. Princess, right? So I don't necessarily. She didn't say nothing negative about the woman. She just told Malaysia, like, if I have something, don't bring her to my stuff. And Malaysia got in her feelings about that, and that ain't got nothing to do with Crystal, right? Also, Shad wanted to bring up the stuff with Safari. God dang it, my nose. All right, you guys. So Shad wanted to talk about this Safari thing. Crystal was like, we're not going to talk about that. I was like, why not? You're on a reality show, so, you're putting your whole life on television, so we should talk about it. We should discuss it. Let's discuss it. But she says no. So next up, we see Malaysia, you guys. So Malaysia is doing this photo shoot for her clothing line and her hair care line, her hairline. Like, I was like, oh, never knew she had either one of them. Never knew she had a hair. Never knew she had clothes. Okay, hey, it is what it is, right? Did anybody know about that? Have you guys purchased her hair? Have you guys purchased any of her clothing? This is not me being shady. It's just me being just asking a question. Have you ever done? Well, she did say during the pandemic, so I was like, oh, okay, cool. Congratulations to you. So her new man, his name is Kenny. He came down, right? I was like, oh, so you, never mind. I was about to say something, but I'm gonna keep that to myself. So in this relationship with Kenny, she's talking about how she's having a hard time being soft with him. I was like, okay, but never mind. Do I have any thoughts and opinions on that? Not really. Not really. Now, she did talk to him about the fact that she's going to have to, I guess she's going to have to go out to LA because her mom is going through chemo, and prayers up to her mother, right? I have been on that end where I've had family members who have been through chemo or, had to do chemo. Like my grandmother, she needed chemo, but, cancer, it just took over, so she never got him. I had an uncle that went through chemo, and just to see how his body reacted to it was terrible. Ugh. I don't wish that on anybody, not even my worst enemy, you guys. But yeah, prayers up to her mom and prayers up to Malaysia, you guys. So we'll pause here and we'll move forward. So next up, you guys, we are with Princess. So she and her husband, they're getting ready for dinner, right? Now, before they got ready for dinner, she got a phone call, and the phone call was from someone down at Dillard's to let her know that in the fashion show this year, they want her to bring her own personal collection. I was like, oh, congratulations, right? Once again, like I said, her style is, what's a good word to say for her style? Eclectic. It's eclectic. It's an acquired taste. If she likes it, I love it. That's really all I got to say. But nonetheless, like I said, congratulations to her. So she did tell her husband about the ladies and the fact that the ladies feel like she should speak up. And her husband says that, yeah, you need to speak up and be a bit more aggressive. I'll go with what he said as opposed to what the ladies were saying to her, calling her weak and stuff. Because I didn't like the whole weak comment last week. I didn't like that weak comment because everyone is not the same. People don't handle conflict the same way as other people do. Some people be rah, 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 rah. You know, they got a mouth on them. Some people, they be ready to slap you. Some people just look, just look at you and be like, okay, you know, they are calm on the exterior, and they still might be pissed internally, but they don't show it or vocalize it. So for the ladies to call her weak, I thought I didn't like that, but I got what her husband saying, you need to be more aggressive, like be more vocal about it in the moment. I do agree with that. She needs to be more vocal in the moment. So after that, we see Malaysia, and Malaysia is meeting that lame ass friend of hers, Dr. Princess, right? And it took me a minute to realize where they were, because I saw when they first got there. I was like, that's a picture of Bambi in the back. That's Bambi's place That's Bambi's place. So Malaysia wants to do a hair event. I was like, oh, okay. Do you. Do you. Oh God, my jaw still hurts. What else are we talking about? So they talked about Crystal and Dr. Princess. I don't know who told you these lies that are coming out of your mouth, but you absolutely came for Crystal for no fucking reason. Crystal and Shad didn't team up on you. They said you were aggressive. You said you're very aggressive. Then you told Crystal you want to call her loose. So what are we missing? So Malaysia is talking about getting those two together. I was like, why? But okay, cool. Then Dr. Princess told Malaysia that she got silicone in her ass that she needs to get taken out because it's causing some issues in her body. I was like, oh God, that sounds like Hey Michelle. Like, ooh. Them silicone injections. I don't understand why people did it. Ugh. That would never be something that I would want to put in my body. Inject me with silicone. Like, I know that even with breast implants, yes, those are silicone, but it's not like silicone. I mean, unless they can rupture and stuff, but ugh. I'm all about body positivity and doing what's best for your body, but putting foreign objects in your body, I'm not really here for it. But hey, we'll pause here and we'll move forward. All right, you guys. So to wrap up this episode, we see as Malaysian Kenny, they went out shopping. Kenny's a good-looking guy. They spent almost $7,000 in the store. Malaysia told him about the stuff that's going on with Dr. Princess and how she didn't take it well. Then we see Malaysia and Dr. Princess. They're at Gaucher's place so that they can have the conversation with Crystal. Crystal is a lot better than I ever would be. There is no way that I would want to sit with this lady. But hey, they were able to sit down, have a conversation, and move forward. But if I were Crystal, I would keep my good eye on Dr. Princess, because that lady is just, yeah. It's just something off about her. Something I don't like about her. Something I don't like about Dr. Princess. Somebody else that I don't like is Gaucher. So remember, Tamika was having this event, right? And here's the thing that I will say with Gaucher. Gaucher says that she was joking with Princess, because Princess says she said something, and she's like she's being blonde, and Gaucher called her slow. She said, "Yeah, you're slow," or something to the effect of slow came out, right? And so Gaucher is in her confessional, and she also left the scene upset at Princess because Princess came at her. I was like, but you called her slow. And then her interview, she's like, I was saying she's slow to catch the moment. I was like, okay, but those aren't the words that came out your mouth. So you cannot be mad at how that lady reacted to you and responded to you. So what's going on here? Yeah, you guys, Gaucher is a no for me. I just don't see it for Gaucher. I remember, I remembered her when she was on Real Housewives of Atlanta, and I didn't like her that much then, and I really don't like her now. But hey, you guys will tell me what you think and feel in the comment section. Subscribe to the channel, you guys, turn on your post notifications, and share the video. And until next time, stay safe, take care of yourselves, you guys. Wash your hands, be blessed, and I'll see you guys in the next video.